that was just one printed clean. So usually whenever I clean everything up, I always do 3 print cleans. All right, then I do a print. If I see any lines, I do a shoe shine, leave it for 5 minutes soaked in the highest percentage, rubbing alcohol, because it breaks down the ink a lot faster. Do that for 5 to 10 minutes depending on how deep of a clean I need to do, or a shoe shine I need to do. And if it's a really heavy clog, I'll leave it underneath on top of the rag on top of the paper towel that's soaked in the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, for 30 minutes. If it's really bad, 40 minutes, but you'll get it out. All right, there you go. Just showing you another tip so you don't have to take these cards out, right? Because we don't want to take these cards out. The more you keep taking them out, taking them in, taking them out, taking them in, you'll screw up the suction. All right, you got to remember, this is a different ink. No matter what they say, they might say, oh, the A522 or whatever, all the other printer that's like this for the Epson, they might say that that's better. Guys are just promoting it a lot better. That's all it is. That's all it is. They're just promoting it a lot better. They're doing it. They can convince people that you can grab this. They're both the same exact machine. The same exact machine. Both of them are not supposed to be converted using this type of ink. It's too dense, it's too thick. This is why you have these issues, right? You take this out, you're gonna break the seal. Each time you're taking it out, you're loosening the seals. You're loosening the seals. So once you get this in and you get it working, you never take it out. Just make sure you have your damper on so it's not flowing into the system, it's flowing back from the system when you're using it, and you won't have it. If I take these up, you'd see hardly any ink on the bottom of here, okay? You see hardly any ink on the bottom of there. So you don't need to do all this, taking it out, putting in the solution, cleaning it, blah, blah. You wanna have as less water in here as possible. And this is why a lot of people are damaging their systems, and they say that, oh, this is the worst system of all, because you're not supposed to put water in here. You're not supposed to put that solution in here. I killed one of my systems. This is the third one I had, because when I first had this system, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I was following everybody off of YouTube that you got to take this out, you got to take that out, you got to pull this, you got to clean this, you got to clean that. You don't want any type of water in here, okay? Cleaning solution or nothing. That's why the other one, how I killed it, is I had another pair of cartridges that I would put the cleaning solution in there. I cleaned it, and then I left it. And what happened was all the water leaked through, hit all the electrical stuff in here, and then the printer was gone. Then I got another one. I got a CISS. That CISS didn't have a damper. I didn't have a damper with it or anything like that. It kept coming in here. It kept flowing from the CISS into here. I had to constantly clean it because I was getting paper jam errors, because all the water or the ink that was going in was flooding in and hitting my paper jam sensor. Constantly taking this out, constantly taking that out. There's a screw right here that when you pull your system back, it's right here. That screw, they're all made out of, this is plastic, okay? Everything here, almost everything in here that they're screwed in, plastic. Only thing you're screwed in is metal here. There's no metal on this, where this screw is. There's only plastic. If you turn it too hard, tighten it too hard, you strip it, you lose all suction for this. All suction for this. So my second printer I damaged was because of that screw. So now, because I've become an expert on this, not fully 100% expert, but at least I'm like 85%, 95%, 90%. This, I don't screw with. I don't put any solution in here to clean it out. Put my carts in, I leave my cart in, the suction's there, it'll never come out. Now, this is the last thing that I've told you. You want to top up your white, because you got to remember, you're going to be constantly pulling new white ink into the chamber, right? You're going to be pulling white ink in from here to the chamber. So the chamber holds all the ink. When you print, it sucks the ink into the cotton, and that's where you're printing from. So whenever it's printing and you're losing ink, it's pulling ink and always refilling this every time you're using the ink from your cotton, okay? So when your lines, you'll see it in your lines, if you don't use it for a while, you'll see it in your lines that your white ink lines will turn like a see-through color. So that's because all the settlement that's supposed to be in here, that glues onto that causes the white ink to glue on and everything, you'll start losing the settlement out of there. So you'll have to pull from your cyst into here, all right? And when you pull from your cyst into here, you have to pull it, you're pulling it through from your cotton part, from this part, all right? Don't mind I gotta clean all this stuff off. It's a good thing to clean these off every once in a while. You don't want this to get into your prints or anything, or into your system. So anyways, you're gonna be pulling it in from here, right? And when you're pulling it in from here, if you're pulling it in too fast, which I advise, always pull your ink very slow, because if you pull too much out, you're gonna pull too fast and pull too much out of your chamber, right? Then you're gonna have to top up. So now this is why I did that tutorial, so that if you do pull out too much, you can pull these out and just fill it up through here. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but just have your paper towel on hand and you'll get the hang of it. Just take it slow. Don't do anything fast with these. You don't want to flood anything. You don't want to get ink all over. So we're just trying to avoid over spillage under or in this area, okay? So as I said, it's a great machine. It's a great machine. It's just that there's not a lot of good tutorials on it. I'm new at this, so I don't really know how to do all these tutorials, and I'm not the best speaker, but I'm getting the hang of it and I'm getting there. But at the end of the day, it's a great machine. You just need to know how to use it. The 855, sure, it's a good machine, but do you really want a machine that you have to shake? And to me, the way how you're setting up your CISS on that machine is just like an overload. You're doing way too much, all right? This is a great machine. Just follow my advice. Set it up. Never take your carts out. Don't listen to those guys taking out your carts and putting in the cleaning solution and doing this and do that every minute when you have an issue. And because you're gonna lose the suction here. You're gonna cause issues here. There's a screw here. Do not over tighten it if you decide to listen to whatever anybody else is saying. Do not over tighten that screw. You over tighten it, strip it, it's done. Okay? Do not put carts in here with solution and leave them in overnight. It's okay if you want to use the solution and do it right away and take it back out and put your other carts in, then you can go ahead. But me, I've had my system. I haven't taken this out. I do my print head cleans. If anything's wrong, if it's not printing, if it's not pulling through and it's not, your white's not printing, it's not the cyst. It's not the cyst. Your print head that touches the film under here is clogged. Just look for print head. Just look for how to unclog your print head for your XP-15000 on YouTube. You'll see the tutorials. You'll see the tutorials and you can get everything and they'll show you how to do it. All right? So when you buy a CISS or you buy a CISS like this, never take out your carts. Do your print head cleans, right? Now, another thing, if you're not getting this maybe could be another issue. You might have set this up wrong, right? You might have set this up wrong. So I've set mine up right, so I don't know what to do. Maybe if you're doing it, maybe if you're pulling it, or if you pull these out and you see water, or if you see the ink dripping out of it, that is an indication that you've set this up backwards. Okay? Because the ink is not supposed to drip out of this when you have them out. The damper always pulls the ink back. It's pulling the ink away from flooding this. All right? So if you see, or you're having issues when you pull this out, so let me think. Yeah, so that would make sense. If you're not getting any prints, or maybe you're getting flooded, pull this out, hold it, and if it's dripping out, you set this up wrong. Right? If you pull this out and then you see the air going back down the line, back down to the CISS, you've set it up right. Okay? So, when you set up, never take this out. Okay? If you're not getting any prints, if you're not getting any ink flow when you're printing from your white or any other color, you have a clog on your print head. Okay? Step 3, you need a CISS. You need a damper. You don't have that, you're gonna have flooding. Next thing, never tighten this screw. You tighten it way too much, it's going to strip and